I didn't just talk about the airport test. I actually had to live that in my own marriage. And it forced me to ask a hard question. Is the life that we're building actually the life that we want? My husband is a chef. And if you know anything about chef life, it is definitely not a 9 to 5. When we first got married, he was working 50, 60 hours a week, late nights, unpredictable schedules. And on top of all that, we were growing a catering business that was taking off much faster than we had expected. As for me, I was working full time in marketing. I was also a government contractor and I was helping to run the business. So on paper, we were building something successful, but in reality, we barely even saw each other. There were some days when he was physically home, but too exhausted to be present. And I remember thinking, wait, is this what success is supposed to feel like? Because this does not look like the life that we said that we wanted. So I had a hard conversation with him, and I was like, yo, I don't think this lifestyle is working for the life that we are trying to build. And listen, he was definitely in his feelings. He thought that I was asking him to give up his passion. I wasn't. I was asking him to think about sustainability. If you are in me and my husband's close circle, then you know that we build community through food. So asking him to potentially uproot that and give it up was not an easy ask. So I asked him to think about it this way. Most chefs do not retire in the kitchen, they evolve. They take the skills, the experience, the network, and they build something that gives them more control over their life. And my husband, he was that guy in the kitchen, okay? So when things were falling apart, people called him. He could fix operations, he could manage costs, step into chaos and stabilize it. I want you to think about Carmi from the Hulu series The Bear. That was my husband in real life. A few weeks later, he made a decision. He transitioned out of the kitchen completely and took a government job. And I'll be honest, even I was surprised. But for him, it wasn't about giving something up, it was about building something more stable for us. And I know some of you are watching this thinking, well, I can't just pivot, I have responsibilities. We did too. That's why this wasn't an overnight decision. It was a strategic shift, not an emotional reaction. So, fast forward, and about a year and a half later, COVID hit, and we all saw what happened to the restaurant industry. People lost everything. Our close friends, our chef friends who had come to our home and helped us prepare food for all of our massive summer barbecues were grappling with once overworking to now being laid off with no indication of when this virus would subside. And I remember my husband coming to sit next to me on the couch one day and just saying, thank you. I'm so glad we had that hard conversation. And here's the part that people are not talking about. He didn't lose his passion. We still had our catering business. And during COVID, we were able to build our seasoning brand because now his skills had room to actually evolve. And that's what I want you to understand. You don't have to keep building a business that does not serve the life that you actually want. Just because something is working does not mean that it is working for you in the life that you plan. That's why the airport test matters because it actually forces you to ask yourself 5 years from now, will this life actually feel good? If you haven't done the airport test yet, go watch the video and download the free worksheet from my website. And then I want you to ask yourself honestly, is the business that I'm building supporting the life that I want to live?